Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League launched in January of this year, and with the latest DLC, the latest season of the game that arrives tomorrow with Deathstroke, by the way, it is going to be coming to an end. The Suicide Squad social channels posted on December 6th that Deathstroke arrives on December 10th, 2024 with a graphic of Deathstroke's design, which I will say, it is a peak Deathstroke design. We can criticize this game up and down, and there is a lot to criticize, but my goodness, did they cook with how Deathstroke looks. And like, can you imagine if this was the first DLC after the launch of the game? Can you imagine the hype? Even though there was all this negative press and a lot of people were having their negative reviews and negative opinions about Suicide Squad, can you imagine if this was the first thing they were coming out of the gate with for post-launch plans, and then follow that up with Joker? I mean, they could have had a little bit of momentum, I feel. But instead, we reach the end of the road, and it kind of all feels like, let's just get to the end. A blog post was put out today for a Season 4 deep dive, which also gives us an in-game screenshot of Deathstroke, some gameplay for Deathstroke, and a look at all the things that are coming in the final season for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And if you have been a part of this journey and you have somewhat enjoyed the content posted for this game, hit that like button. And hey, also consider joining the membership on the channel. Hit that join button right there below. There are tons of member benefits for people who end up joining. But all right, before we get into the actual deep dive, we do have a photo, a screenshot of the actual roadmap that's going to be coming with Deathstroke for this latest season. You can see here for episode 7, we get a new playable character in Deathstroke, a new melee weapon pack with a sword, which is pretty cool. And then we also get new Infamy sets and new Notorious gear. And yeah, some of those weapons look pretty cool in terms of design. We got a Gorilla Grodd Infamy set, Brains Teaser Notorious gear, and Turtle Still Force Focus Notorious gear. There's a new Elseworlds Mayhem map, and officially confirmed, they promised this actually before the launch of the game, the offline mode is coming to Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. They said before the launch and tweeted that there was going to be an option to be able to play through the story offline. That way, when inevitably the servers get shut down for this game, you can still access it, you can still play it. And then there will be a new battle pass and store items, and you can see there that there are some new skins they showcase, one of them being a very classic traditional look for Deathstroke. Yeah, I unfortunately don't love a lot of the skins there. And when you look at a game like Marvel Rivals that just launched and you look at the store and all these incredible designs for these skins, and skins that are highly requested from the MCU, relevant to the pop culture that surrounds the brand, it really makes you wonder why Suicide Squad just didn't want to match that sort of formula. Why didn't we get movie suits from the Suicide Squad films? Why didn't we get more comic book suits for these characters? It took so long for us to get comic accurate costumes. But anyways, I digress. In episode 8, which is actually the final episode to cap off all of the content for this game, we get new Infamy sets and Notorious gear. We get Libra's Infamy set, Dr. Sivana's Notorious gear, and Kronos' Notorious melee gear. The mid-season update includes incursions, new strongholds, and more. And yes, it is 1000% confirmed from the blog post. It is now known as the final season. They say here, with Deathstroke joining the roster, the Suicide Squad's crusade against Brainiac is drawing to an end. Season 4 will finish up with episode 8, which is scheduled to release in January 2025, and that will serve as the last seasonal episode for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. While Season 4 episode 8 will mark the final battle against Brainiac, all online features will continue to be available. So you'll still be able to enjoy co-op with friends, as well as all previous seasonal/episodic content. You'll also have the option to play the game via the new offline mode, which allows access to the main story campaign and all post-launch seasonal gameplay content without an internet connection. For more details, visit the Season 4 FAQ, and there's an FAQ that I'll leave linked below if you want to get some more information about what's going down here with this final season. We also got an in-game screenshot in the blog post of Deathstroke, and again, holy smokes, that design is so good. I don't know what happened with Joker, Mrs. Freeze, and then that Lawless character, but my goodness, their base designs compared to Deathstroke's, like, night and day. There's also a big rundown of Deathstroke and all of his abilities that you can find in the blog post. I'll also leave that linked in the description if you want to read through all of it. It's very word heavy. So instead of words, what I will do is flip over to my good friend and fellow Arkham content creator, Batman Arkham Videos, who tweeted out a little gameplay snippet of Deathstroke in this game. And I'll be honest, I'm not really sure what his traversal ability is or what exactly he's doing. He's got this like crazy dive thing that he does where he's flipping through the air, he's floating floating and hovering. He uses the sword, which is so sick in his takedowns. I can't lie, it looks so cool. It really is such a bummer that photo mode was not a part of any post-launch plans or additional content for this game. I can't believe there isn't a dedicated photo mode for this game. But yeah, I don't know what his traversal is. I'm not sure what the movement is like for Deathstroke or what exactly his special ability is to get around the map, but from what I'm seeing, he does look fun. I have always championed from the very beginning that while I have a ton of critiques about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, its movement, its traversal is not one of them. And Deathstroke very much follows in the footsteps of my opinion on that. There's a lot I don't like about this game, okay? There really is, but I can't lie. I'm definitely going to jump in and try out Deathstroke just to see. I'm also wondering, they've been bringing back Justice League members with every season. All right, we've got Green Lantern back. We've got the Flash back. Could we see Superman and Batman return? I don't know if they recorded anything with Kevin Conroy before he had passed that would have to do with the return of Batman in the game, but I imagine that could be something that I think people would be excited to see, or at least happy to hear, that at least they didn't actually kill Batman, because we can all agree that that's where everything went really wrong with our opinions on the game. Let's go to look at all the different weaponry that's going to be coming with this season and a closer look at Deathstroke's sword itself, and that's a sick katana. And you know, if you look really close at Deathstroke's base design when they revealed it a couple of days ago, you can actually see on one of those shoulder pads that it says Argus on it. So he's going to be a member of Argus in the game. To give you a bit of the lore of what's going on with Deathstroke, it says here in the blog post, masked mercenary. After his last showdown and defeat against Batman, Slade Wilson, the world's greatest assassin, was lost. He was then stuck in Arkham Asylum, surrounded by common criminals, with all the time in the world and nothing to do but confront his failure. Faced with a long list of demons to overcome, Wilson quietly disappeared to train and meditate. After months of work, Deathstroke realized he had nothing to prove, that is, until Brainiac invaded Earth. So when Amanda Waller approached him with a blank check to cut the invasion off at its head, Deathstroke didn't need to be asked twice. That is the official confirmation that yes, he's going to be working with Argus in this situation. He's part of the Suicide Squad, and it looks like he is not an Elseworlds version of Deathstroke, but in fact, the same Deathstroke that we defeat in Batman Arkham Knight. The same Deathstroke that we face up against in Batman Arkham Origins, the one that was supposed to be a part of the Suicide Squad for the post-credit scene of that game. So, full circle, I guess? I don't know. Everything that has led us to this point for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League has been rather confusing, and overall, I'm just not fully happy with the product that we ended up with here. It is a massive bummer that this game turned out the way that it did, but if they do bring Batman back, if they try to turn things around just ever so slightly, there could be hope for the future. Lots of rumors obviously circulating that Rocksteady might be working on another Batman game. That could be extremely exciting if they just go back to Batman Arkham. Obviously, I have been speculating and hoping that it's going to be an Arkham Beyond, and there's still so much that they can do. There's still a lot of loose threads, and there's still so many members of the Bat family that they can play around with. Of course, I want more than just Batman games out of DC, but if Rocksteady needs to go back to its roots, I totally understand. After a failure like Suicide Squad, you go back to what works, and that's Arkham. But hey, we'll see what happens. The new season launches tomorrow. I'm going to jump in, I'm going to get my hands on it, I'm going to see what Deathstroke's all about in terms of gameplay, and then I'm also going to try and figure out what's going on with the story. Are they bringing back Batman? Are they bringing back Superman? How's it all going to shake up? And I'll make sure to make the content for you guys to showcase what's happening with this latest season, so make sure you subscribed, make sure you got those notifications on. I'll keep you guys up to date with the final update for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. And with that being said, sound off your thoughts in the comment section below. Have you been playing this game with each and every DLC? What do you think about it now that we're reaching the end? What are the things that you liked about the game? What are the things that you disliked? Sound off with your thoughts in the comments. Let's try to keep it civil, as I always like to say. I've been Caboose. I'll see you guys later.